Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome. This is episode 3. My name is Brandon.
I'm Jane.
My name's Flo.
I'm Sandy. Welcome to String Along. So, today we'll be talking about how guys and girls think. I wanted to address that this episode is mostly focused on traditional genders, and I wanted to point out that we do recognize non binary people out there, and we would love to include you guys in future episodes. Guys, for Brandon and
Mm.
Flo, how do you guys think girls think?
Speaking on the men's side, the male side, we can honestly agree that guys think logically while girls think more emotionally.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Girls, to my perspective, girls seem to think more emotionally rather than guys who think more logically, I guess.
That's what I just said. Yep.
Just clarifying.
Jane, what do you think? Like, how do you think guys think?
I definitely agree that they're more logical, but I think girls could be logical too. It just depends on the person. We take things more emotionally, where guys take things more logically. I feel like where if I tell you one thing, then guys are like, okay, I'll do that. But then the girls are like, oh, why did you say that to me? Like, what did I do wrong? And they'll tend to overthink.
Hmm. So I personally feel that like girls they tend to understand emotions a little bit more and like we're able to like see how like people like display their feelings and it's just for us it's easier to read people compared to guys. And for guys I think you guys are more like more problem driven, like problem solving driven, and you guys are more on like the simple side of things. So not saying that like guys don't have emotions or whatever, but for it's just for girls like I feel like we just see things through like every type of like solution and stuff, you know.
I yeah, I think guys were naturally more of like, oh, if we can fix it, we would want to solve it ASAP. Like
Hmm.
if a girl tells us, let's just say an example, if a girl tells us a problem in a guy's perspective, it's like, oh, it's our duty to fix that or like to give an idea. But um, I remember talking to Flo about this. Sometimes a girl would want to just be listened to. So I guess it's in our nature for guys to just be like, yeah, let me fix that real quick. I got you. And then give a suggestion and then get yelled at because that's not what they want.
No, I definitely agree with that. I think what girls want, like when they tell a guy a problem, is like they just want a listener. They already have answers to their solutions. We just need to like vent out our feelings and make ourselves feel better, like in that situation.
Which is, I think, something that's pretty interesting where girls seem to have they already have the solution in their mind. They already have it all. Yet, whenever they tell the story, it seems like almost as if they're asking for help.
Yeah, yeah. I know
So
what you mean.
I'm just like, if someone rants to me
He's
or says
stressed.
something, then it just goes like, I feel like my duty as a listener is also to give a feedback or advice or help.
Yeah,
Because otherwise, usually, or at least for me, in most cases, if I know what I'm supposed to do, then I'll
just do
keep
it.
it to myself. Yeah, I keep it to myself. I don't tell
Yes.
people.
Ooh.
But it's like this. Oh, when a girlfriend goes to your boyfriend, say like, let's just say they had a fight and they come to you and they're like, oh my gosh, they did this, they that, did that, and like girls know what they did wrong if they did something wrong. The thing is, the guys always try to be logical and they always take the other person's side, and then
Not
that's why we get mad because we're like, okay, okay, like stop being logical. I just want you to be there for me.
What's right is right. What's right is
what?
right, and what's wrong is wrong.
Yeah, fuck emotions. I'm just kidding.
So, to the guys, like, are there like societal expectations uh, that you guys feel like you have to follow?
I think traditionally we all still do have
Hmm.
expectations. Like, I mean, it's kind of, I mean, we're living in a modern world, but I feel like it's still going to be on us. Like, oh, the man should be the primary source of income, something like that. Or like, guys should be stronger, mentally. or physically, but I feel like no matter how much time has passed by, there's always gonna be that obstacle in life.
That's what yeah, definitely agree. And I feel like as a man,
Ooh,
we've got to
as a
have it. We've
man.
got to have it figured. We have to have it figured it out.
Right, right.
And that's something though. Like I think I've heard it from Gary V, like the motivational speaker and all that. He was talking about how why have anybody even figured it out when you probably our parents don't even have it figured it out. But I think there's that pressure as a man to just keep working, make the money, just like Brandon said, try to provide for their family. And I know now it's been changing a little, where women are also working. They're as equally as like great as men,
And
with
there's no
whatever they do.
shame with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, it's just like we still got to work anyways, right? There's still that somewhat pressure, I guess.
And I think it's also in our nature to just generally feel that way because we were taught to feel that way. Because that's how we were raised when we were kids.
I think, yeah, I think for guys, the hardest is like when society kind of tells you guys not to show any emotions. Kind of like, oh, you guys shouldn't cry because you guys are boys, you're supposed to be strong. And I think that's like really wrong because that kind of just pushes like guys to be like, to keep to themselves, and it kind of like, it's a mental strain. Yeah, I feel like as a girl, we like have a lot of like societal like expectations as well. Like all these magazines and stuff tells us like, oh, we have to look a certain way, we have to be a certain size, like you shouldn't, like, we know you're like emotional, so control your emotions. Like what, like I think like all that is just kind of like difficult for girls, especially like when it comes to like size and like managing like your weight and stuff. And I think for that, for girls, it's like it's definitely hard. Like I know people like struggle with their weight, whether they're underweight or overweight. Like I personally feel like I'm very underweight, and like people feel like I don't really like have that much issues. But whenever someone tells me like I'm underweight, like you don't weigh that much, like you should eat more, like it's just like, okay, bro, like I'm trying to eat. Like it's not like I'm like starving myself, like, you know. So it's really I guess hard, like with those expectations.
Yeah, with all this standards.
Yeah. So with like first dates and stuff, like who do you guys think should pay for the first date? Like, because I know like guys have like this whole like expectation, like guys need to be like, guys need to pay on the first date.
So this is what I call World War IV, or World War III. Sorry, World War III. See, there's so many debates on whether who should pay. I genuinely think the guy should pay if the guy asks the girl out. If the girl asks the guy out, then it probably should be more equal, I think. What do you think, Flo?
No, that's exactly what I was going to bring up. I think, and if anything, I'm cool with the fact, well, I feel like it's fine too if, say, the girl's the one who asks the guy out on a date, then I feel like the girl, I wouldn't be opposed to the girl actually paying for the date, right? But it's mainly who asks who to go on the date.
What if, say, Brandon asked a girl out to a date, but then he was like, hey, you choose. And then she chose super expensive place that he didn't expect. Would you still be okay paying?
Okay. This is speaking from a past experience from a Vegas trip. Flo knows this story very well. It happens. Shit happens. You gotta pay. Like, I mean, to be honest, it's not about the money. It's more of the experience too. So depending on how much you want to invest, but I think it'd be proper if the guy just pays if he's the one who asks, and if he says, oh, you can choose. They don't mind how much. Maybe
usually.
Yeah.
How would you guys feel if the girl openly shows that guys need to pay? Like they don't even look at the check, or they receive it and they give it to the guy. Or how would you guys feel?
When they grab the check and give it to the guy? Where is this? Okay, hold on. Flo, talk real quick.
I was like, he's gonna pull out a red flag. I know it.
That is gonna be my signature move, guys. It's a red flag.
No, for sure. I definitely agree. Especially, I mean, like if they, if the girl avoids the check, it's on the table and she avoids it. That's cool. As long as she doesn't make it too obvious, but if she picks it up
Mhm.
and then gives it to the guy, it's like full disrespect right there.
Mm-hmm,
So much
That's what.
disrespect that it's like, yo, you know what? We're doing this 50-50. I think I'm going to be telling her that right in front of her face.
Nah, no, you won't, Flo. No, you won't.
Actually, I'll probably pay, but fuck
Yeah.
it. I'm like, no second dates for her, that's for sure.
But see, that's
What
so like controversial, like how guys and girls who should pay. But I feel like it isn't that much of a big deal. But I do know someone who, like, she's been dating this guy for more than like 3 years, and she's never asked him to buy her anything or pay for her, or else she'll get pissed off. Very respectable, but
Mhm.
like it's just crazy.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I think like with first dates, it's like if you whoever asks the other person out on the date first, I think that person should pay for it.
Mhm.
Just because obviously you initiated.
Mhm.
So that's how I feel about it. I personally don't think guys should always pay on the first date. It really depends on the situation.
And I do want to bring up that I do find it attractive though when,
Ooh.
I offer to pay, and obviously the girl's like, you know what? No, let me pay, or whatever it is. And obviously, to me, it's more like it's just the gesture that matters. It's not really the fact that she's gonna pay.
Facts.
Because at the end of the day, I know if I chose to pay, then I will pay, right? Um, and even if the person doesn't do that, even if they offer to go for dessert after, and then they're the ones who are gonna pay for dessert, that's pretty attractive too.
Or parking.
Or parking too, yeah.
If you're willing to, contribute, your partner will also be happy.
Definitely.
And you know what? The next trip, it's gonna be even more fun because the guys are probably gonna be all chill now because no red flags.
No red flags for that aspect.
Yeah.
Well, now I know. Next time, go on a date.
Woo! I can just imagine if as soon as the girl's like, "Oh, Flo, let me pay, let me pay you," Flo's gonna be like, "Oh."
No. I'll be
Like-
like, oh yeah,
She's
yeah,
gonna
go
be like,
ahead,
"Okay."
go ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, I'm out. No,
He's
I
like,
would
the
never do that.
podcast saved me.
That'd be such
I
a dick
genuinely think,
move.
yeah, I think this would be a good. I mean, it'll be good for our viewers to just see you guys. We hope that you guys know.
Ask you guys like how do you guys like feel like guys and girls act in a group setting like with the same gender?
I think that's pretty spicy. But don't correct me if I'm wrong. I think usually the guys, to my knowledge, the guys usually they're pretty
To my
chill.
knowledge, don't say to my knowledge.
What's wrong with that?
Him.
The 5 people are great. Like the 5 guys, usually they get along really well. But I feel as if that's my own assumption. Sometimes with girls in a group setting, if they're not really that close, it's all about trying to show who's better. And I'm not too sure if that's right, but it may not be right for like every group, obviously.
In what way do they show that they're better? I'm curious because I do not know.
In comparison, where let's say it's a competition. I'd say it's a competition of being like, I'm more chill, I'm more friendly, I'm prettier, I'm cuter, or stuff like that, right? And I think for guys, it's more like that bromance. I think guys aren't really that competitive with each other.
I mean,
Correct me if I'm wrong, though.
I think maybe guys are competitive when they're in those like car nature or like gym. They'll be competitive in that, but drinking too. I think drinking is one thing that a lot of guys will be like, "Oh, you won't drink, you can't catch up," and then that's
You're
when
right,
they show like.
Okay.
I think that's
I see
the
that,
only like
in
that's
terms of
the
drinking.
only like situation I can see guys doing it, but I don't know.
That's true. No, yeah, I agree with that.
I feel like girls are competitive, but only in the heads. They don't show it. They're not gonna be like, "Oh, I'm prettier" or whatever.
Oh yeah,
It's
no.
Oh yeah,
literally
they're not gonna
like-
say it. Yeah.
They're
yeah,
just
yeah.
gonna do
It's
this.
very low key.
Exactly.
But that's a
You
very
gotta
low
choose the
key.
right
But they
words.
care about everyone. They care about how they feel about you, how other people look at you.
Yeah, it's with girls in a group setting, it's a little bit more intimidating because you do realize that like other girls are obviously like prettier and like you have like it's just like you start to compare yourself because you're like, wow, this girl's like so cool, like she's so much better than me. Like I kind of like, it's I kind of want to compete against that because I guess in a way like I feel not really threatened, just like it's a little bit intimidating. But I feel like girls as well, they tend to they complement each other a lot, like and they're always end up talking about guys in a group setting.
I have a question. So when girls say, "Oh, you're so pretty," oh my god, is that genuine or is that like?
Yes, that's what I was thinking too.
Like, do girls actually say, "Oh my god, you're so pretty," or are they just really like in their head? They're like, "Nah."
For me, when I say they're pretty, I actually think they're pretty. I'm just like, wow, they're really cool. Like, I wish I was kind of like them.
Okay. Not from you. I'm just talking in general. Do you think has any of that happened before? Like, did anyone tell you personally? You can butt in, Jane. Like, you can just tell me. Like,
I feel like if they don't genuinely think that someone is attractive, we wouldn't say that. Like we would say like you look good or something like that. But if I say you're pretty, then you're pretty.
Yeah, exactly.
You think we're all fake, Brandon?
No,
Yeah,
no.
Brandon. Yeah, Brandon.
You thought the same thing. No, because actually, I don't know.
I have a question. What do you think about like a group setting, but say there are 5 guys and
girl.
2 girls,
Oh, two.
or 2 girls, and then there are 5 girls and 2 guys. Do they act different?
I think so. Like, say if I was in a group where there was more girls than guys, so like say I was in a group where there was just one guy, other guy, and then like 5 girls, then the way I would act would be totally different.
That's true. How, Flo? How?
So if I were to be with just like a bunch of guys, then it's more like bro talk, bro shit. It's just like all it's just I definitely do act more tough. All right,
Okay.
I act more tough. And then when this is more girls, it's more like I'm the nice guy. No, I'll just be the nice guy, right? I'll just be act like a nice guy, but and it's not necessarily because there's no like competition or anything like that. It's not to show that like I'm tougher than those guys, but it's just where I feel like since there's more testosterone, it feels like my testosterone level just goes higher too.
Brandon, say you know how Flo acts in like guy setting, but then you see Flo acting totally different, acting like a gentleman, like so nice. What would you feel about Flo?
Okay. You want my honest opinion, right? I think that's how normally guys are, 100%. Cause I know a lot of my like homies, the guys, when they act in front of each other, oh my god, and then later on when there's a girl, they're just like, I'm a good boy. I'm gonna go to church.
I kind of agree with that. What I noticed with all my guy friends when they're in a group setting with other guys only, they kind of act a little bit dumber, and you guys do a little bit more dumb stuff because one guy would say like one dumb thing and suggest like, oh, let's jump off a cliff or something. All of you guys would just follow it. And like, I just feel like your guys' IQ just lowers in general as a guys in a group setting.
And that's the beautiful thing about humans. I mean, man, guys, we just think differently.
There's certain languages that I use with guys, and then that I don't when there's girls around, or when there's more girls around. It's like
that is very true.
Like I'm not gonna call a girl a dog, like what's up, dog, or shit like that. Because usually with guy friends, I'll say, yo, dog, what's up, or like, yo, foo, stuff like that. But I wouldn't say that to girls, like in front of girls. So there's like different language. A lot of
my guy friends, they call me. They're like, one of my guy friends, especially, he's like, oh, what's up, fool? And I'm just like, what?
I know who that is.
Like, what the fuck are you calling me?
I'm gonna call Ale.
Is it him?
Yeah, it's Ale. But I mean, some girls like to be. I mean, some. Don't you guys think that some girls just really would feel better, or not feel better, but like, would they prefer being called like, oh, yo, what's up, dog, or like, yo, what's up, fool? Like,
Yeah,
as a
it
friendly
really depends
gesture.
on your relationship with that person.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why I don't do that is because I'm worried that um, it might hurt them in some ways, or it might be like it's like, oh, why don't
The
you see me as
friend
a,
zone.
or like it's more like, why don't you see me as a woman, kind of thing.
Mm.
Because like usually you use those terms more with other guys, and then if you use that on a one girl, then it's my like, shit, why are you not treating me like a woman?
Well,
Kinda
I
stuff.
feel like, it's just like I said, it depends on your relationship. Like if you guys
You're
are
right.
close
You're right.
friends, like honestly, I don't think that person would care that much.
That's true.
Yeah. Like if I don't care if you see me as a woman or not, I don't think they would care.
Speaking of this topic, so how do you guys think guys and girls think in a heterosexual like relationship?
All right, Flo, we got to pull out that one question that guys always hate to ask.
What is it?
What do you want to eat?
Girls, you would probably know this very well.
Where is that?
Wait.
Where do you want to eat?
Am
Flo,
I
would you
pretty?
just say it?
What do you want to eat?
Yes.
Is that a question?
Are those the questions? I think one of the questions I feel like guys feel like they're a little stuck on is like when a girl asks if they look pretty. They use like, oh, does this outfit like look pretty on me?
You're right. I think that's kind of hard because you obviously you want to be on the good side and say, yeah, you look pretty and all that. But if you really don't believe it, then it's more like you got to be honest. If say a girl doesn't look that great in that dress, what would you say, Brandon?
I would just be like, oh yeah, that's nice. How much is it? Like, how much is the dress?
Oh, that's
and
smart.
then if they say it's like, oh, a price, and if it's too expensive, I'd be like, I bet there's probably a better one there.
Ooh, smart.
Divert the situation,
Yeah,
boys.
exactly.
Don't-
Take control of the situation by asking a question.
It's a trap, boys. You step on it, it's a trap. You get your foot stuck.
That's smart.
But anyways, continue. Yeah.
What would you
That's interesting.
girl say though to one of your girlfriends like that, have a dress, but like you personally believe that it doesn't fit her that well? What would you say?
And I'll tell her honestly, I'd be like, I think you have better options out there.
Okay.
If a guy says that to a girl, what happens?
I mean, I think like
I mean, okay, naturally, guys will always just say, "Oh yeah, it looks good on you." Like no matter, we understand it's a trap, but we gotta fall in that trap sometimes,
Exactly. Yeah.
Sammy,
I mean,
what would you want a guy to say?
honestly,
When
I
you
just
ask
want
them
them
the
to
question.
give me their honest opinion because I don't really care what
bullshit. Bullshit.
what it is. Like I just want an
Bullshit.
honesty from them.
Bullshit.
No, because if I look ugly, I want them to tell me that I don't look my best.
Definitely. It's good to know though that women actually, or some women would rather have honesty than just like some sugarcoating. And
Okay, wait. Well, Jane, what would you want the guy to say?
I will want the guys to say, you always look pretty, but today you look especially pretty.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Learn, boys. Because if you say, you're always pretty, then it's like, but I tried today. Like, you need to appreciate what I, did today.
But boys,
Yeah, no, I agree. If a girl has a haircut or something, you should compliment her on it, or at least try to take notice on what she did different.
Oh, okay, wait. Jane and Flo, yesterday when we had dinner, this is funny because with what you said, Jane asked me and Flo, is there anything different about me or something like that? But I don't see Jane, so only Flo sees Jane. And Flo, what did you say?
Okay, low-key, I was just like, well, shit. Usually when someone asks you that question, you can't figure it out. I'm just like, dude, I know I'm fucked. So then I was kind of looking and I was like, your hair color? I was trying to guess, like I got to figure something out and then hope for the best that I guess the right thing.
When he said hair color,
for guys to answer that is honestly not trying to guess something, but say like, oh, you look cuter today, or like your eyes look like more like smiley today, or something like that.
Sandy, that is called bullshit.
In a nice
honestly,
way.
it's better than trying to guess what she changed about her.
Flo,
Just
I
gotta
don't-
bullshit our way through it.
I don't
That's
think
what it
they
is, man.
understand, Flo.
I don't know. That's where the emotional part of women comes in. Guys, it's logical shit. So like, you're asking me the question. The only thing I'm thinking of is answering that question the right way, right? But I guess
Well, now you know. Now you know.
yeah. Now,
Well,
gotta-
to the viewers right now, please comment right now what you think a guy should say, or what's the smoothest thing a guy can say in that situation. Because whoever says it right, or whoever has the smoothest caption, Sandy will give you $5.
What? Wait, what? Flo, initially I was gonna have you talk about like how guys can think about nothing.
right. You know, there's this thing called as the nothing box for men, and it's that period of time that I believe women never have, where sometimes if we look somewhere and that doesn't mean we have to think about anything, and a lot of the times that happens to us where sometimes we go on autopilot. So when I drive from a long distance, I look at the GPS and all, and I just drive without even thinking about anything, and all I do is I realize a couple hours later, oh yo, I'm home. How did I get home? But I recently asked a couple that question to a couple girls, and I want to hear your opinion on this. Has there ever been a time when you've driven and you were like, yo, I'm already home?
Yes, that happened to me. But
I think for me personally, like I'm thinking about other things. I'm thinking about like what I should do next when I get home. And it's like, oh, I gotta shower, and then after I shower, I gotta cook. After I cook, I gotta go wash the dishes. After the dishes, I have to go like clean up something else, and it's just like an add-on to like my to-do list. And I don't like the fact that like a guy just can think about nothing. That just blows my mind.
I sometimes drive in silent, and I just go home and I'm like, shoot, I'm already home. But I'm sure I'm thinking about something. Like, I don't say like, oh, wow, I didn't think about anything this whole ride. Like, no, I'm sure I was thinking the whole time. Maybe guys think too, but they just don't remember. Maybe.
I think guys just do it at the spur of the moment. Guys
Mm.
just do things when they see things. So like if there's a dish that needs to be done, they will just do it. They don't just plan it and be like, oh, I have to do this after this. We just do it as you go with the flow.
Yeah,
With the flow.
I agree with that. And sometimes there's times where I'm kind of surprised at myself too, when there's actually a lot of the times during the day where there's nothing. I haven't thought about anything at all. I didn't do anything, and I'm just like, where did time go? And I think that's where it's hard to believe, but I mean, it just happens, and I kind of wish I could control that because I feel like I'm wasting time sometimes. But I mean, it's out of my hands, I guess, out of my power.
But
for
maybe
now.
the nothing box is also a way for us to de-stress.
Exactly, I think so too. That's how I see it. Less thinking, less stress.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you guys are thinking of the nothing box while we're telling you to do something, and you guys just don't follow our instructions, it gets a little irritating. I was telling my significant other to cut my opened lemon, or already cut lemon, I mean, and like not even 5 seconds later, he cut a whole ass new lemon, and I'm just like, wait, I literally just told you to cut the one I already cut. Like, why didn't you just listen? And then I got really upset over that because obviously I didn't tell him like too long ago. So for me, that was a little bit upsetting. Like, I mean, how do you guys feel about that?
No, I've been in that situation. I've been in his shoes. Yeah, boys can't really do anything much about that. I'm sorry.
I agree with that.
We
Actually,
can.
I think the thing that I do in that situation, and a lot of the times people think I have like poor hearing or whatever, and I might have poor hearing, but a lot of the times I'm in the nothing box where someone's talking to me and I'm really not listening, which is the reason why I ask them to repeat themselves. And I think with a lot of my friends, they probably realize that too, where I often have that time where I just ask them 2 to 3 times. And it's like, it's annoying for them. I know, but I'm sorry. For some reason, I'm always in my, nothing box.
Universe.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, they're in their nothing box and they still answer you. So if you tell them one thing or you ask them, they'll be like, yeah. And then they don't even know what you said.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the problem.
And I'm like, wait, what did I say yeah to?
Wait, that is so true. That is, I don't, even my dad does that. I'm pretty sure my grandpa does that too. So that's crazy. Yeah. How guys are just like, even though we don't think, and then when they say, okay, we'll say, yeah.
And
It's like something that guys could definitely work on a little bit more.
I think through that, in that situation, a girl should get mad at the guy so that he will learn. You can't really just tip someone to just be like, yo guys, you can't do this, because no matter what, a guy needs to get yelled at for a bit. I think it works.
Do you agree,
Noted.
Flo?
I somewhat agree. Otherwise, at that point, you'll never be satisfied. Or like, it's never gonna turn out better for sure. If it happens, it happens, and if you don't get mad, then it's never gonna get better. And for that's it. That's it. I'm not gonna add anything to that.
Yeah, they just don't know until you tell them. Like, I think it's so crazy. Like, anytime like we fight, they're like, I'm sorry, and I'm like, why are you sorry? And they're like, like, unless you tell them, they won't know.
That is so true.
Red flag.
Red flag. I mean, okay, in a guy's defense, I mean, it's not that we hate those kind of questions, but we know that we fucked up. We just know. Does this look pretty on me? Where do you want to eat? Oh, these guys are just like.
Is there any advice you would like to give your viewers?
To you, whether you're a boy or girl, the best way to understand each other is to actually talk about it. Sometimes.
100% agree. Communication is key, and I think more specifically for the guys, though, I think definitely think before saying anything, or think before answering a question, or whatever it is. Especially when it's with women. If it's with men, who cares? Answer however you want, but before you say anything to women, or before you answer to any of their questions, the best thing to do is think before.
Don't think of the nothing box.
Yeah, get out of that nothing box.
Think of everything that you'll say is a trap. So be careful with what you say, and make sure it is music to the girl's ear. Ooh. Smooth.
How about you, Jane?
Well, first, compliment girls because they love compliments. And also, when you're talking to a girl, stop being like only logical. Think about how girls feel. If you guys know we're emotional, then why are you being so logical? Like, just think about what we're thinking and then be logical after. Just be there for us.
Yeah, I think for the guys out there, I think just try to understand like the girl's position a little bit more. Like, try to put yourself in her shoes. And for the girls out there, I wanted to say that you should also compliment the guys. I think the guys don't get enough complimenting. Tell your man like that he's like handsome, like once a day or something. It definitely would make a guy's day, because guys lack a lot of like compliments.
But normally, if a guy receives compliment, he's gonna be like this. What do you want?
So the deep down, I know you guys are like,
I don't. Okay, yeah. Sorry. I just don't know if a girl likes compliments as much, but if you guys
we love compliments. Who doesn't love compliments?
Okay. Just saying.
Oh, one thing I want to tell the girls though. Okay, you guys need to understand that guys, sometimes they just don't know, and like just explain it to them. Like, don't assume that they already know how you feel or what you think. If you really want them to know how you feel, then tell them.
Do it in this way. Think of the guy as a little kid.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Talk to him step by step.
If something bothers you, just communicate that. Otherwise, the guy is not gonna. I believe the guy usually doesn't pick up hints, or whatever you think might be big to you. Guys are kind of dumb in that sense. or at least for me, I am. In that sense.
Oh, for me too. No, I agree. Maybe it's just us.
Maybe it's just us and all the other guys out there. Like, who the fuck are these guys?
So that is all the time for today. Thank you, viewers, for tuning in and listening to our podcast.
We want to say we appreciate everything that you guys have done, and especially following us on Instagram, YouTube. If you want more content, please, anything. You can talk about anything. Just shoot us a message. We would love any suggestions, and eventually we start making money. We get better equipment.
And definitely feel free to share our videos to your friends, families, whatever, whoever. And yeah,
Whenever.
I'll see you guys next week. Stay tuned. Goodbye.
Thank you to String Along.